My name is Trevor Taylor. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Corps Network for this amazing opportunity and this award. Secondly, I'd like to thank everybody who has supported me. My parents, my mother, for urging me to apply to my first Corps in 2013. My leads, my then co-leads, and my supervisors. Tess, in particular, for nominating me. I wouldn't be here without them, and I am forever grateful. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. And the city's not known for its luscious greenery, but many of my childhood memories are me and my brother looking for animals in the forest preserve or digging in the dirt for bugs. It was no surprise then that my mother forced me to apply to my first conservation corps with Student Conservation Association and Friends of the Forest Preserve when I was 15. And I say forced because I was 15 and too cool for anything. But once the program started, I wasn't too cool anymore. I was right where I belonged. I did that program every summer for the next 4 years, working my way up to apprentice crew lead for my last 2 years with them. I tackled projects like invasive species removal, boardwalk construction, or doing work in the Chicago Botanic Gardens. I loved the work. I loved going to an area we cleared and seeing native species start to reclaim it. But what I loved more was the impact on its members. Most of us were inner city kids. For some, it was just a college resume boost or a summer job. But I was part of the many for whom it was life-changing. We were given the opportunity to connect with our communities in ways we didn't know about. And as I and others rose the ranks, we became leaders in those communities. I thought about those experiences when I was deciding what to do with my senior year. It was on a whim that I applied for the Southwest Conservation Corps. I didn't know that a 14er was a mountain over 14,000 feet until I was hiking up one through 4 feet of snow with a 70-pound bag, and I couldn't breathe from elevation. But that summer reignited my love for conservation. I knew that there was no other career for me. I spent the summers of 2019 and 2020 at 12,500 feet doing work in the high alpine. I taught my crew how to earn their goat legs while walking and moving in the tundra. I taught them how to build trail, walls, and stairs in rock fields to protect the wildflowers and the pika homes, while bighorn sheep and marmots looked on curiously. And if that wasn't challenging enough, there are other challenges greater than moving a 500-pound rock. Those challenges came in the form of the lack of diversity in the conservation field. It's hard enough to work on a mountaintop or in the high alpine, but it becomes harder when you feel like you don't belong there. I was often the only person of color on my crew, or one of few in the program. I've never done any of the outdoor recreation my peers talked about. I never had access to it. The only way that I could afford to be in wilderness was if I was working in it. But like rock work, if I wanted to move this boulder from our path, I had to get down and dig to the bottom of it. 2020 was a year of unrest, and for many, wilderness offered a respite. But I noticed who had access to this refuge and who doesn't. We all deserve a space where we can come and be our whole selves. And for some, wilderness offers this. But for much of the history of these lands, who that's been available to has been very limited. While these lands remain free and public, access to them does not. As I look ahead to the future of corps and conservation, I see this as a 500-pound rock in our way. Wanting to move it, I have to dig down. I can't help but look at my past experiences with programs that celebrated diversity and cultures from all over, where kids of any background could come and find belonging in the woods. But what I found in my youth, I found was missing in my adult career. So I raised my concerns, and I was heard. I was fortunate enough to be given a leadership position with the Southwest Conservation Corps, and spent the past fall in winter developing the first Leaders of Color crew. The Leaders of Color crew will be an affinity space for Black, Indigenous, and all people of color to come and find that belonging in the greater field of conservation. It's a space where people of color can come and find fulfillment and refuge in the outdoors that has historically been denied to them. This crew wouldn't have been possible without the efforts of so many who came before, like my mentor Dr. Tuggle with Fish and Wildlife, or programs like Outdoor Afro or Latinos Outdoors, and a myriad of others. With this crew, I'm continuing to lay the groundwork for educating and training the future leaders of conservation. With this crew, I'm working to open up natural spaces, not only as an area for recreation, but also as a field for conservation and leadership. Leadership that'll continue to educate and continue to train and push conservation and corps in all directions. Leaderships that will represent what this new era means and be as diverse as this country is. Leadership that'll look like me and my fellow awardees, Victor, Estefany, and Destiny. Leadership that's already out there and waiting. It is with the help of this leadership that we will move this 500-pound rock from our path and allow so many others to pass through it. Thank you.